Chat, here we go. We got ourselves a classic. Some top level players back at it again. Mawkzy and CRR. They have played not long ago in a 1v1 show match, I believe, on Johnny's stream. And you have had a bit of time to watch that one. It's been out for 3 weeks, so I'm not going to feel too bad when I mention the result of it. I do think CRR won 3-1. Oh my goodness. Let me get that in on that kickoff. CMYK, thank you for the $100 donation. Hey, that spices it up. That always spices it up. A nice best of 5 for $100, courtesy of somebody who so frequently supports the 1v1 show match scene. Thank you so much, CMYK. And it's going to be a nasty flick from Mawkzy. Now, CRR won the most recent matchup between them two. I want to say the one before that went to Mawkzy, which was in the swamp. So they've gone back and forth. CRR has the current edge, and CRR has been playing really well. I think CRR's only recent blemish is, I think he played OSM, and he might have lost that in a best of 7. So OSM playing well that day. CRR's last couple of games on my stream have been sweeps, and when I've been watching him in ranked, he's been streaming a lot. He just looks so good in ranked as well when he's going up against guys like Mawkzy, Khaled, everybody else in the top ones ladder. And he actually moved himself into the top 10, I think, recently, because he tweeted out that he's finally a real ones player. Which I think we all would have accepted that he was a real ones player even without grinding the ranked points. But now he's got the ranked points to match, showing that he can hang with maybe the biggest ranked grinder right now. Mawkzy in the 1v1 ladder is just an absolute fiend. Sure, he may not have rank 1, which I think belongs to TRK right now, but he's got like 4 different accounts in the top 10 or something stupid like that, or at least in the top 20. And that's because he is just grinding, grinding, grinding. Our resident ones main. You love to see it as a ones fan. And he is up 3-0 right now over CRR. Mawkzy wanted not to own goal, was thinking about what he might do in order to not own goal, and then it doesn't matter. Basically ends up helping CRR slam it in and own goaling. CRR's first goal coming off of a nice kickoff. Looks like CRR might get a second here. 3-2. A game that has been dominated by Mawkzy for what feels like a minute 30. All it takes is a few seconds for CRR to be right back in it. Oh my goodness, CRR just gonna do it again. It was a very similar kickoff. I don't know if one of them was perfectly straight, one of them slight offset, but either way, the result was exactly the same. Mawkzy's flicks, man. These are something else. We've gotten a little bit used to them. You know, I don't pop off every single time he does it anymore, but look at this shot. It's so quick. Just absolute crossbar down. Never stood a chance. Right over the back of the defender. It's just beautiful. It's a sight to behold. And he does it so regularly that if this is the first time you've watched the stream, you might be saying to yourself, well, I don't understand. Why didn't the commentator just absolutely pop off on the best flick I've ever seen? That's because Mawkzy just does it with regularity. CRR, a good challenge, and gets the third. Normal flick for Mawkzy. Yeah, exactly. It's just what he does. Mawkzy, the wave dash kickoff, gets him first to the ball. Or first to the boost, I should say. He got to the ball as well, but CRR gets the first shot. It's going to eventually be a possession. Man, CRR is so aggressive. When did he get that 100 boost? How does he have so much? I thought he was being reckless, because I didn't remember where he picked up 100. Maybe he just had a ton of pads, did a really good job of getting himself up to 50 and enabling him to stay so aggressive off this kickoff. He hasn't let Mawkzy out of the blue half, even though I felt like Mawkzy was going to be quickly in control. Now he's finally moved his way into the corner, and it's going to result in truly a nothing play. Forced back into his own half. Taking his ball to the midfield where he can undercut it to get it on top of his car and know what he's looking for. He's looking to get back to those flicks. CRR smart to challenge him before he can set up those dribbles. No better time to stop them than right as the carry begins before a flick can be sent over the top of you. CRR trying to be patient at the midfield with a single jump. It's not going to work out for him. Mawkzy slotting it bottom left. I think CRR was hoping to grab boost. I don't know if it just spawned right after he left. But he doesn't grab it. And he's down 2. What up, Satan? Good to see the YouTube viewers stopping by for the first time. CRR off the wall. Looking for a double, a tight angle. That's the only way you're going to be able to get it past a defender in ones. It's going to have to be a ridiculous angle to keep the backboard clear of them. Like, keep the touch on the backboard clear of the defender. It's really hard to do. You got to put it pretty far away, and then you got to get a crazy angle to bring it back in. It's pretty much the only way to get away with it. CRR, nice outplay. A little ground pinch to get a fourth. Mawkzy pressing upfield. Wanted to get a second pad, and the punishment for doing so is being a little bit too upfield, to the point where he was not ready to stop the cut by CRR. Can you make video length so that it doesn't spoil the result? Yeah, a lot of people have been commenting about this recently because we had a couple sweeps go up on the YouTube, and people usually respond for me, so I haven't been responding much. But the reason why we don't do that anymore is because the YouTube algorithm hates videos that everybody leaves in the middle of. And of course, understandably, everyone leaves after a sweep happens if there's 2, dead games after it. So what I hope for, my dream, is that one day YouTube adds some kind of spoiler-free feature, and I don't know what it would look like, but some way to not know the length. But for now, I do think, unfortunately, the cost of not having the correct length, not having the length of the actual video be the length, is a little bit too great. But I hope that one day there is a good solution for everybody. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I do apologize. Try your best to close your eyes and not see the length. I don't know. It's tough. There's really no way not to see it. Could make a browser extension for that? Interesting. Wonder if you could. Feer, put some games with you in a pro. Yeah, I actually have thought about that. Also, CRR is going to have a chance. We've been talking a little bit about this instead of the game, but CRR is bringing this back. See if the next 20 seconds he has a chance. I've thought about padding it with some other kind of content before, but I think that will just make it slightly better, if not almost not better at all, because people will click on the video expecting the show match. They'll watch the show match. I think the chances they stick around, CRR has got 9 seconds to get one more. It's a great dribble from the corner. But the chances they stick around to watch whatever additional thing I put at the end is probably not super likely. Now that you know that reasoning, you don't mind at all? Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I mean, I'm not sure if people commenting it didn't know that, or if they did know that and they were still saying, that they just thought it was worth it. CRR not going to be able to get back to this one. Kickoff not in his favor. Game 1 going to go to Mawkzy as we head to game number 2. Game number 2. CRR and Mawkzy. Can Mawkzy redeem himself from their recent matchup? He is trending to do so right now, but just barely. CRR was on quite a tear towards the end of that game to bring himself back. He just barely wasn't able to do it. This long shot is going to be a bit wide. I don't think he'll be able to double it in. Mawkzy should be able to protect it. CRR getting chased down. Oh, but a well-timed challenge. And he's actually able to get the midfield boost, and now he's stealing Mawkzy's corner. Can he get an angle on a shot? Wait, Mawkzy, where'd you go? Mawkzy had a chance if he didn't just send himself to the skies. Oh, he tried to wall dash to get back to the play. If you were to premiere the YouTube videos and set a time for release, people that tune in won't know the length of it, I'm pretty sure. Interesting. Is that true? Anybody else confirm that premieres do not reveal the length as they go on? I would guess that they would show the length somewhere. I haven't watched a premiere before. Premiere on YouTube is basically when it first gets released, it's like streamed out, is my understanding. So as you tune in, you'll just get kind of like a live feed of the video as it's going on. And then once the premiere is over, then it just becomes a regular YouTube video like every other video. But then the people who, yeah, I think a majority of people would still watch after the premiere. And so the majority of people would still have the same problem. All right, I'm going to answer one more question, and then we're going to focus a little bit more on the match of CRR and Mawkzy, because I think this is way too high quality of a game for us to be talking too much about the YouTube algorithm and other things. But Cameron K wants to know what the best way of asking pros to play. If you wanted to host a pro show match on his stream, you would offer a prize, obviously. So I'll just tell you quickly, I've said it a few times, how I started show matches on my stream. I made a Reddit post. Now, I don't recommend this as the best way. I made a random Reddit post to get the best players I could. I offered a prize. And my first game was with players who were around top 200 something, 250. And then with time, I just tried to add more people. Literally, some of the best games I got were because I just add people in the top 100. I would add people, and then 95% of all people would just decline them, which I don't blame them. Don't blame them at all. Mawkzy, this is a great shot from the ceiling. The CR able to stop it. I don't blame them at all for not accepting, but every once in a while someone would. I'd ask them if they wanted to play. I'd put up a prize pool, and they said, sure. So that was how I started. I slowly did it that way. Most people will decline you. All you can do is say, I'll give you a prize pool, and I'll give you an opponent. Some will say yes. Go from there. Mawkzy. Full field dribble. Looking for the double right as we stop talking about things outside of the match. Mawkzy gives us a reason to refocus up. The full field dribble reset double to tie up the game. My goodness, Mawkzy. Absolutely shot of the day today. And at a crucial moment, tying back up right at halfway. Mawkzy is going to lose this kickoff, you could argue. You could also argue that he won it because he gets possession and he gets to start from his net with 100. And CRR dives into challenge, and his reverse challenge does not do the trick. Mawkzy forcing it through now with the lead. CRR. The pre-flip shot gets Mawkzy to be forced to make a save. Can he continue this possession? Turn it in for a goal. I think Mawkzy's done a decent job of keeping up enough boost to make defensive plays. CRR just bumped him off, but I do think he's going to get his own corner because CRR can't steal that corner and gain possession. The ball too far out in the midfield. Still CRR in control. Tried to fake here to get Mawkzy to chip the ball away. Didn't work out well. Mawkzy's still able to cover it even after that first touch. Now CRR, the long shot. Not going to be strong enough, but he should be able to steal. Oh my goodness, it is going to be strong enough. I thought Mawkzy got this save. He did catch him out of position with no boost, but Mawkzy's recovery I thought was good enough, but he ends up doubling it in. 3-3. CRR trying to gain control off this kickoff. Does not want to head to 100 boost. Would rather prioritize staying in control of the ball. He is eventually forced off. Now Mawkzy with the whole field in front of him and the ball on top of his car. Is there anything scarier than Mawkzy's flicks? They're so good. They're able to squeeze in even when they're not great. And I think that's because the threat of just how strong he's normally able to rip him. You see CRR retreating quick and prepping to have to get up to that top corner because he's expecting a just boomer that normally comes out from Mawkzy. And so he has to kind of backflip back when the shot is softer than expected and it ends up still going in. And so, you come out without Mawkzy's absolutely, bomb flicks. He's not going to get away with scoring those weak ones because defenders will be prepared for it. They won't be, pre-jacking the insane shot. 5-3 for Mawkzy with 50 seconds left to go. Mawkzy's just going to not go to the kickoff here. He's going to gain him a possession. CRR with 2 goals to make up. Being very, very greedy, but I think he needs to be. Hard to blame him too much. Great play from Mawkzy to both chip the ball past and flip himself back into the wall to make the recovery very clean. Capitalize on his outplay. Oh, CRR got faked there. Might have had an open net if he didn't panic flip on Mawkzy's challenge. I don't even know if Mawkzy meant to miss, but either way, does fake CR out by CRR. Can he find the angle here? Wait, what is this shot? Did Mawkzy give up? Mawkzy must have given up because I feel like he could have recovered to this. Oh, he missed his wave dash. That is a nasty shot. Considering the circumstances, he's still alive here. 18 seconds. Mawkzy, if he didn't miss his wave dash, should have just been there to get the save. But Mawkzy was busy 360ing. And this is not the best wave dash kickoff for Mawkzy. CRR undercuts him, steals the boost. And so it's going to be a really tough spot for Mawkzy. But CRR, I don't think he's going to be able to score. Mawkzy is bouncing like the ground is lava outside his net. And CRR does eventually get it, but at 0 seconds. So it'll be another 1-goal game to Mawkzy. Very close. But the scoreline for the games isn't going to suggest it. 2-0, Mawkzy, 1 win away. CRR going to need a reverse sweep if he wants to bring it back in the best of 5. %60 of chatters voted for a Mawkzy 3-0. Is that true? That is a surprising prediction. Considering the last time they played, I believe it was 3-1 in favor of CRR. A lot of people think Mawkzy is on form right now. He's going to start this game number 3 down 1. The half flip kickoff to the back corner gets exposed by CRR. Mawkzy, the wave dash, the power shot. CRR not credited with the save. I don't think he saved it. I think that was just a miss off the backboard, even though the game said that it was a shot. CRR dropped it down at just an awkward enough position that Mawkzy couldn't get the save because it was very weak shot. But Mawkzy, who went up the backboard, just couldn't get in front of it. He had already pushed himself just a little too past the play. And as soon as his front wheels were off the backboard, it's just so hard to make the right adjustment. Mawkzy, his single jump erased by CRR. CRR just sitting and watching as Mawkzy uses all his boost in an attempt to create something. He is able to steal CRR's corner, so CRR with 25 is going to have to be a perfect flick. And it's a decent enough flick. He's going to get the boost steal. Mawkzy should have a ton, though, to clear this out, so I expect him to immediately relieve pressure. In fact, he's going to score. That all comes down to the fact he had such an extreme boost advantage. That's what I meant when I said CRR's flick had to be perfect. You either need to score or put Mawkzy so far out of position that you don't make it possible to score the other way. And honestly, he did just about as good as you could hope for, putting it in that top right corner. But still, Mawkzy saved it, gained control, and countered before CRR could cover the net. Interesting 50 from CRR. Great physical play from Mawkzy to cut CRR off and not get demoed. Now, a carry through the air. He needed the reset when he got the 50 instead. He'll be able to finish it off. Whoa, CRR, what a save! The recovery and the pool shot save. It seemed like the freest open net, but it was not. Not if you ask CRR. Mawkzy is still going to score, though. After the heroic efforts from CRR, he gets baited out into the midfield, and Mawkzy just power shoots it over the top of him. Mawkzy set up off the backboard. CRR plays it slow. I thought it was a mistake, but that's why CRR is the top 100 player, not me. Seemed like Mawkzy had just blew it so hard that a power shot just would have been a free goal. But instead, plays it slow, baits Mawkzy out, and then is able to 50 it in, or really just fake it and get the third. Yo, Trash Bandicoot, thank you for the brand new Prime. Much appreciated. Good to have you here. CRR, hook shot, just barely wide. I think he's thinking demo here. He's not going to be able to get the double. High chip, and it's far enough away from the wall that Mawkzy can't get to it. Mawkzy thought for sure that he was covering all the airspace by driving up the wall, but CRR chipped it, got it enough separation that Mawkzy was stuck way out of position. You know, if CRR doesn't get that kind of distance from the wall, Mawkzy's just going to intercept it and get probably a great shot and instantly take control of possession. So, bit of an all-in play from Mawkzy, but he had faith in himself. Problem is CRR. Too good. Mawkzy gets his third, though. Able to keep control off of a one kickoff. CRR didn't want an early challenge there. Probably would have been his best chance to try and dunk the ball away, but it's so dangerous because those low 50s can really eat you up in CRR's position. Flying out of the net to the ball can be quite the risk. Mawkzy from the skies. Not likely to use his ceiling reset. He is only keeping it as a threat in case CRR tries to take the ball away from him. Good demo. It'll be a fifth. But he's just falling from the ground. And if CRR turns, he'll use the flip. But really what he wants is to just gain a dribble, which is almost what he was able to do. CRR challenged quickly. Wave dash kickoff. Mawkzy going to use it to bump. Definitely a backup plan in a lot of moments for Mawkzy with that kickoff. He missed! Ooh, he missed an open net. He needed that bad. He had made the outplay. All he needed to do was finish it off. It was going to be a bit of a tight angle, but certainly one that Mawkzy can hit and should hit every time. He's going to get his goal either way. But a little bit more time comes off the clock in the process. Nice wave dash onto the wall there to get some speed as he came back down to surprise CRR. That was a good zero boost play. A lot of confidence from him too, not to back down despite being completely empty. He knew he could set up a shooting opportunity, and he was right. 5-4, tight angle. What a shot from CRR. Needed to shoot quick. And needed to find probably just barely a ball's width of space on the way into the net. Standard kickout from Mawkzy on the diagonals. That is what he is used to doing. See him do that the most. Wave dash for the most part on every kickout but diagonals, where he'll go back to standard. Boost steal into corner. CRR has a ton though. Mawkzy throws the no problem. I don't know what that was about. Maybe he was surprised CRR had as much boost as he did. Mawkzy now a carry. You got to think he's going to go to that flick. And normally he's able to get so much power that it just doesn't matter that the defender is prepped for it. This time it comes off weak. CRR gets the save. The eventual goal goes to Mawkzy anyways. CRR had to use the boost in the process of getting the save and then drop the ball from the wall. As soon as you're trying to win a 50 and coming from the air, it's going to be really hard to do. You need to stay underneath or behind the ball. You can't be over the top of it. CRR going to get punished by the flick. We got to watch it from that defender's perspective. You can feel the doom coming when you let Mawkzy get to this spot. He is just too clean. 94 km/h flick to tie up the game. He wants the sweep. CRR. Desperate to, at very least, match the scoreline that he got on Mawkzy, where Mawkzy got 1 game last time they played. CRR. Decent flick. Mawkzy throwing the what a save. Feels like he should have had it. And maybe it's just poor positioning because that ball crosses the goal line, not that far to the left side of the net, more centered, and Mawkzy still didn't cover it, so that's probably a mistake. He really only should have let a perfect flick all the way to the other post get past him. Air dribble bump. CRR didn't get enough on it. It will be a goal for Mawkzy. CRR tried to turn and challenge it. Just too little too late. And honestly, it seemed like a dangerous challenge, even if Mawkzy was going to go back to that flick. He let Mawkzy really gain control before deciding to do it. But also, I guess Mawkzy has been going for the flicks much later in the dribble, so maybe he thought I can just surprise him. He did not, though. 7-7. Crucial final possession here. Mawkzy is likely going to give up control, so CRR. Bring it down to the top of his car. His flick is soft, and oh my goodness, Mawkzy. Did he intentionally save it that softly? I felt like he could have cleared it easily. It's a couple times that's happened, though, that I felt like Mawkzy had a much easier save than it turned out to be. I feel like Mawkzy intentionally wanted to gain control of it, so saved it softer than he needed to, but obviously that was a massive risk. Mawkzy, the flick, saved away off the kickoff. Now CRR with 14 boosts. He's going to lob it high. I imagine he's just going to go steal the corner. In fact, he's not going to. He recognized that that ball was bouncing too far out to midfield. It wasn't going to clear itself into a corner where he could feel safe about leaving the midfield. CRR, one final touch on the dribble, is not enough to get past Mawkzy, but he has got a ton of boosts, trying to fake Mawkzy into making a giveaway play. Mawkzy does not. Nerves of steel. And now he's got himself 100. The low 50 with CRR. CRR actually seems like he pushed Mawkzy through the ball farther away, so his angle to shoot wasn't there anymore. CRR only 23. It's going to be a tough position here. But Mawkzy's flick to the midfield is unprotectable. So CRR sends it away. Did not steal that corner boost. He needs a good recovery. Mawkzy is likely winning this game. Wait, Mawkzy! I wasn't watching it from his perspective. CRR was retreating like crazy because he knew he should have gotten scored on. But Mawkzy must have messed up because his line was not there. Oh my goodness, such a close save. CRR is going to win. Am I insane? Or should Mawkzy have just had that free take the other way? Okay, he throws what a choke. Yeah, I think, okay. They seem to agree that Mawkzy did choke. He should have had it. But CRR will get game number 3, prevent the sweep, and begin what will have to be a reverse sweep if he wants to win the series. Game number 4. Such a close series. Every game so far decided by 1 goal. Mawkzy was able to win the first 2 in regulation, I'm pretty sure, by 1 goal. But CRR is going to win in overtime. This is a great flick. The flicks between these two have just been beautiful this game. Right as Mawkzy turns infield to think about challenging, gets sent with power over the top of him. Mawkzy must have bet 3-2. I should pretty much only allow people to bet 3-0s for themselves. Razier's bet 3-0s for himself in the Europe versus Middle East event. He said he got a ton of points from that. Mawkzy going to have to use a bit of boost to catch back up to this ball. And that is going to make his flick come out probably later than he would have liked to. I think he would have wanted to flick that earlier, but forced to wait until he had it on the top of his car. CRR just barely able to get the save still, though. Off the post and out. Likely going to be forced off this ball. Oh my goodness, what I was going to say that was not a save, but Mawkzy hadn't thrown it on. He had missed wide. Maybe CRR knew that. CRR the pinch. He can do it. He can do it. It doesn't even hit the ground. CRR, The masterful pincher. He does it better than anybody else on my stream. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. 105 kilometer per hour, no bounce. You love to see it. 3-0 for CRR. As he has got to be feeling good now. Mawkzy's trying to pinch back. He's trying to pinch back to show he can do it too. But he launched it too high. I think if it was on net, though, CRR would have had the save. The key to CRRs were both of them were very low boost, which means the recovery was going to be really slow, so he could catch him off guard with a pinch. CRR couldn't find the angle, dies in the process of trying to steal boost, and Mawkzy will get his first. How does Mawkzy flick like that? Is there a tutorial? Mawkzy, are you listening to the show match? I think he made a tutorial. It might be in French. I don't know if he made an English tutorial. Yes? Yes, you did make an English tutorial? You should check out Mawkzy's YouTube. I know he made a tutorial for how he does his flicks. No, not English, so it might be in French. But hey, still, maybe you could throw closed captioning on, or maybe you can get a good idea of it. Just watching him walk through it, whether you understand what he's saying or not. Mawkzy, what a flick, and a second. The French gatekeeping strats, cringe. I guess I'm also gatekeeping all my videos by that logic because I just don't know French. I don't think you can blame people who speak one language for not being able to speak another language. And actually, Mawkzy can speak English. He just probably didn't want to make or just didn't have the time to make an English tutorial. But I don't think it's on him to do that. He's got himself 3 goals. It was just too funny to not type. Oh, okay. That's fair. Mawkzy. Air dribble bump. Oh, not going to happen. CRR still gets a save despite the bump happening. That was obviously a joke. Yeah, you know, you're right. You need to throw lol W out there. So I just need to make sure that you don't actually think that he's gatekeeping. CRR hasn't had a possession here in a few minutes or so. It feels like he's just going to drive so far away from the ball, demo Mawkzy, and then come back. Mawkzy throws the question mark. He says, what are you doing out here? What are you doing? The ball's over there. Why are you chasing me down? Well, he wants a goal. I saw Razebull. I think, and AJ playing ranked recently. And AJ did the most egregious leave of the play. The ball was like in his back corner. He's like, I just want to demo Razebull. So he just chased all the way across the whole field to go get the demo. And Razebull just forfeit. Instead of getting demoed, instead of getting chased down, he just forfeit. This was early in the game. So that's ranked ones. I recommend finding streamers who stream ranked ones because there's always something fun to see. Mawkzy the fake. He's going to get a 4th. Mawkzy having to avoid the demo by driving on the ceiling, but it's going to work. So now he's got himself a dribble. CRR just eats it up, hiding behind the ball. We have seen a ton of those today in the past couple days as well. Hiding has worked so perfectly because we've been watching them from the dribbler's perspective, and I haven't been able to tell that a challenge is coming. That's why everybody needs to be playing with Gengar settings. You heard it here first. If you're not playing with Gengar settings, your camera is literally at the moon, then how will you ever know where they're hiding behind the ball? Mawkzy, a nice bump and a finish for a 5th. CRR actually almost had a nasty backflip to keep himself in position. I think he actually watched that replay a little bit to see how close he got. Mawkzy in control. CRR able to get 100 though at the midfield. And he's challenging early, which is probably smart. It's been working well for him. Letting Mawkzy get to his spot is almost always a mistake. CRR, so aggressive. Got just enough movement on this touch. You know, it's a bit dangerous to do this because Mawkzy might just turn away and pick up the dribble. Ooh, oh, Mawkzy was low on boost. Mawkzy needed to leave. Yeah, I mean, if CRR doesn't get as much movement as he did and Mawkzy can kind of keep his momentum and catch the ball again, it's a big mistake. It's just a waste of boost from CRR. But if you can push it just enough past Mawkzy where he has to drive backwards or that he is almost neutral like he was, and that gives him an opportunity to turn and challenge again. And that was his way to take the lead. That being said, Mawkzy, with a kickoff possession, instantly puts it right back. Oh my goodness, what happened here? I looked at chat for 1 second. CRR, that obviously fake. Oh, he's super delaying it. What? And Mawkzy had the read right away. Wow. Mawkzy. His flick. Intercepted off the kickoff this time around. CRR going to have to pick up a couple pads here. But how many pads can he get away with without putting himself out of position? That is the question. He picked the right amount. Just enough to get back and make the save. And now he should actually take control of the ball. He's going to come up in the air. Not a great first touch. There was an opportunity there to get a really good air dribble if he had just gotten the correct first touch towards the net instead of so far off to the left side. But now he might have another opportunity. Mawkzy's going to chase him down. That honestly might be better for him because Mawkzy might have wasted a ton, though he does just reset on 100 at the midfield. Mawkzy dove, and now he's going to be recovering late. CRR didn't really have any way to get the ball off of being glued to the wall. When it's on the wall there, it's hard to get that separation, so Mawkzy will give it a perfect mirror to the previous result. 3-1 for him. CRR left the match with no GGs. Mawkzy throws the question mark. Mawkzy takes it in game 4.